Hey, should we check in on Dungeons and Dragons? That's something we haven't done recently. Holy sh! Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Before we go into the video, I want to show you something, right? I want to show you this. This is from my personal gaming collection. This is my Mega Drive. It's called the Sega Genesis in other countries, but this is my Mega Drive copy of Dungeons and Dragons Warriors of the Eternal Sun. Now, not only was this an absolutely incredible game, I remember when I finished this decades ago, and I was desperate for the follow-up to happen, because at the end of this game, you could actually save your characters for the next game. There was no next game. But just look at the artwork on this cover. This is literally a work of art. Absolutely gorgeous. And I must say that back in these days, a lot of the time, a lot of the decision-making process on what games you would purchase would be on the cover artwork for a video game. And this in itself had stood the test of time. It's an absolutely amazing piece of art. Now, that video game came out in 1992, 33 years ago. And here we are in 2025. And this is the absolute state of Dungeons and Dragons as they, I can only imagine, excreted this picture onto social media a couple of days ago with the words of, "In this realm, your story is yours to tell." Well, that's not entirely true. If you're gay, then sure, because as you can see, every couple inside of this is gay. And then you can see below it here, tap or click the link to check out the Dungeons and Dragons 2025 Pride Collection. Now, bear in mind that over the course of the last few years, Wizards of the Coast / Hasbro have made a concerted effort to try and push Dungeons and Dragons more towards children. And if the image that you saw that was posted on social media was weird enough, then when you actually click the link and go to their website, it's actually much worse. So if we look at the placemat that the picture's based on, you can see that the rainbow in the sky, much more prominent to be a pride rainbow. The maracas that the little dragon is playing with is now displaying the pride and the trans and the all weirdy flag, Yahtzee stuff. And then the barrel in the back, which is just blank in the other picture, now has pride flags and unicorn, don't even go into that one, displayed on it as well. So it's all kind of like weirdy, fetishistic stuff. And that's the big thing here. There is a massive difference between fantasy, which is what Dungeons and Dragons has always been about, and fetish, which is what these weirdo freaks that have infiltrated all of these wonderful hobbies have turned this crap into. One is not the same as the other. Now, before anyone claps back with the old bollocks tired nonsense of, well, you could still do all the things that you want to do. First of all, you can't actually, because they've amended the rules so weirdly to bend around their own ideology and their own politics as well. No, this isn't just, you can still go out and, hunt dragons and orcs and goblins. No, well, you can't, because now orcs are black people according to you and all that kind of weird shit. No, this is about, again, a video I did a few years ago. Once they have infiltrated, which they've done with Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, once they've infiltrated, inserted their ideology, inserted their politics, driven out all the problematic people, changed the game because, oh my goodness, this is this coded and that is that coded, and that's just not down this current line of modern thinking, aka fascistic Nazi crap that they cry that everyone else is, of course. Then they turn around and go, it's for everyone who now adheres to what we want it to be. And in this case, it's now just turned into a fetish fantasy. You see, once upon a time, it was about crafting amazing stories, putting yourself into situations and scenarios that would really pique your imagination and the limits of where your fantasy could take you. As a kid myself, I was absolutely blown away and had all of the Ian Jackson, Steve Livingston. Of course, Ian Livingston, very much responsible for Games Workshop in the UK as well. And those were the fighting fantasy books. And they also went into other elements, a little bit more of the Dungeons and Dragons elements. And that's what I really kind of liked myself. It sparked and it fueled your imagination for these crazy worlds with these amazing creatures and all the trouble that you could get yourself into. But now, because they've made it a lifestyle brand, and the lifestyle, of course, being just gay and weird and freakish like that, that's all got away with, because now it's not go on a big adventure and meet up with people and get into those scenarios. Now it's just about, I'm going to flick the bean of my trans dragon's boyfriend's cousin or some weird kind of fetish like that. It's just kind of completely lost track of what it used to be. And just from the imagery itself, if we look back at that image doesn't say Dungeons and Dragons at all. What it says is we have taken over another great beloved franchise, and we've now destroyed it and turned it into this absolute joke and embarrassment of a franchise that we know is never going to win anybody over. No normal person's going to look at this and go, oh my God, I need to be part of this. What is it? Dungeons and Dragons? Sign me the fuck up. No, it's just complete and utter virtue signaling on their behalf with their Pride Fall collection. Shut your fucking mouth, you weirdo freaks. But it's all about destruction, tearing down what was once great. And they're doing it with Tolkien right now. They're trying to teach people that Tolkien was problematic and Tolkien was white supreme and the orcs are black-coded again, like they did with Dungeons and Dragons, because these liberal fucking freaks, white freaks as well, by the way, they want to talk about racism and coding and black coding with orcs. And you're just like, wait a minute. When I saw orcs, I saw a fearsome race of green, monstrous creatures. Where did you see a black person in that? Maybe before you start calling others racist, you're the one that came up with that. Maybe you should look in the fucking mirror for a start. But this shit, this laughable shit, this is just going to turn more people off, turn more people away. And they know that. Again, they know that because this is, again, hiring freaks that don't want to enhance the brand. They just want to infect it and infest it with their own freakish identity politics. And if you're gay and you're a lover of Dungeons and Dragons, please don't for one moment think that that was made for you. It wasn't at all. It was made purely for them. It was made purely so that they could make their stamp on this beloved franchise like they've done with everything else. It was done purely to take away from others, to try and taint it. It's a very insidious thing that they're doing here, and particularly when it's now being pushed and promoted more towards children. It's an ideology, a very damaging, by the way, ideology that they want your kids to get invested in. They deserve to be mocked. Whenever you see stuff like this, point, mock, laugh at it, because that's the only thing they'll ever deserve. I'll see you in the next video. You take care. Bye for now. No, not bye for now. Goodbye, Blue Bull.